Hey, sixth grade science students, just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about something called exponential growth. And so what you'll see here on the screen is a scenario that I'm kind of giving you a hint on, and I am asking you a question. So if you had a choice right now, we're thinking about a single penny. If you had a choice and I had $1 million in cash right in front of you, and I said I would hand this over to you right this second, or you could have a penny that would double in value every day, but only for a month, for 30 days. We'll call it a 30-day month, so we'll say June. Okay? So pause the video real quick as you think about what your choice would be. All right, hopefully you're back, and what you see in front of you is I've given you the first week of the month. And so when we talk about something like exponential growth, in this case, we're talking about something that's growing or doubling every day for a certain amount of time. This could be something that's tripling or quadrupling, or anything along those lines mathematically. This is not what we call a linear function. So if you were to graph the data, you would not necessarily get a nice straight line. You would get small changes in the beginning and bigger changes later. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this together to figure this out. Rather than taking a calculator and entering in a number times 2 times 2 times 2 30 times, we are actually going to do this in Google Sheets. And so what I'd like you to do right now is go to your Google Drive, and we're going to open up a Google Sheet. So I will show you how to do this. Feel free to pause the video at any time or rewind so you know what you're doing. But we are going to go to, for example, here's my drive. I am going to go to New, Google Sheet. All right. And then what we are going to do in Google Sheets is the first thing I'm going to do in this cell, we'll consider each of these rows a day. And so we'll look at our 30-day month. And so this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on. So the first day we have $0.01. Yeah. Hit enter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the A here. So A is the column heading. And I am going to go up here to the $sign. And see when I hover over that, it says format as currency. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And so now it's turned all of my values in this column into monetary values or currency. Okay? And so we can do the math here for the first couple. So if we think about if we had 1 penny on the first day, what it would be for the second day, but we don't actually want to just input the values. We want to give this program a sense of what pattern we want it to follow. And then what I'll show you is we can get the program to follow the pattern as long as we want it to, as far out into the future as we want. So what I'm going to do here is I will click on this, and these are called cells. All of the individual boxes are called cells. I'll click on this, and I am going to hit the equal sign. And the equal tells the program that I'm about to give it a command, or I'm about to input a formula of some sort. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say equals, and I'm going to say equals, and I'll left click on this A1, and you'll see it brings up A1 there. Then I'm going to hit the asterisk, which implies multiplication. So that's shift and the number 8. You'll see the little asterisk on top there, times 2, and then just hit enter, and you'll see it gives me the value. I'm going to do the same thing in the next cell. So I am going to go ahead and hit the equal sign again. I'm going to click the cell above it. I'm going to hit the asterisk sign times 2, and I will hit enter. Now, though, what I can do is the computer should have, the software should have a sense of what I am doing as far as this pattern goes. So what I'm actually going to do at this point, I'm going to leave the 0, the 1 cent in here, since I hand entered that to begin with. It is not the product of a formula. It's just there on its own. I am going to highlight, so I'm going to left click on A2 and drag down so both of these are highlighted. Then I'm going to move my cursor around until I get to this little blue box in the corner and I get a plus sign. I'm going to left click on that plus sign, and I'm going to drag this all the way down to day 30. So that what the software should do is it should continue this pattern all the way out to 30 days. When I release it, I have my answer. What you see here is exponential growth. Even though I showed you that after 7 days you only had 64 cents, it continues to double and double and double and double. By the end of 30 days, you would have $5,368,709.12. This is exponential growth. So thinking about this type of growth is important to understanding some of the concepts that we are going to be talking about in this unit coming up next, and just throughout as we get into things even like geologic time, just having a sense for how numbers can change when they are growing exponentially. And this is just if it's doubling. If you imagined a penny that was tripling or quadrupling, you could do this same formula. If you want to go back for fun, you could go ahead and do the same thing in these other columns, and just instead of in here having the times 2, you could change it to times 3 or times 10 or whatever. Okay, and so this is, let's even do one of those. So if we had 1 penny, 0.01, I'll do this quickly. Okay, I'm going to do equals this times 10, enter. Okay, I'm going to make my column currency. I'm going to do equals the one above times 10, enter. Okay, I'm going to highlight my 2, and I'm going to go out to 30 days, and I lose a sense of the size of my numbers. Little trick for you here. If you go up, hover on this line in between till you get that left-right arrow and double click, it will move out to the space of the largest number. I'm not sure what that number is. You guys can go ahead and figure that out, but that's how much money you would have after 30 days if you had a penny that grew times 10 every day for 30 days. Think about this as we continue through this unit, as we talk about maybe organisms that are growing or organisms that are dying at an exponential rate. Consider this example and think about how powerful exponential growth, or so an exponential increase or an exponential decrease could be.